Welcome to turning a moment into a movement.
This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, this little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. Oh Lord, just let it shine. This light of mine, this light of mine. Oh Lord, would you please just let it shine. Take the drama out of my life. Oh Lord, every night, the pain ain't right. I wake up at night, I never sleep. 26, 10, and 7, that's just me. Every day I need a little seed. I need a little fresh air, man, I need to breathe. All I know is trauma, all I know is tickets. All I know is no visit, all I know is a mission to get straight up out of prison. Lord have mercy for it. Lord have mercy on my people. Preacher Mary Washington and all my real. Lord have mercy with my people. I pray to God, we really need you. When I was down bad, when things weren't going right, every time I prayed at night, I put my hands up in my face. I said, Lord have mercy, little light of mine. Lord God, please let it shine. It's the drama that I live in my life. I swear to God, I was a bad guy every night. 10 toes down, salute. Everybody suffering, everybody who trying to make a way. Everybody looking for the sky, everybody looking for that piece of pie. In a law library, I know what that feel like. Hoping that somebody get active and involved in your situation. Man, pop your collar and pray. Cause Lord have mercy on my soul. And they make bad guy father get out soon. And the rest of those brothers who be mobbing to child each morning. Oh man, I ain't going to this afternoon. Man, I'ma miss dinner today. I got a couple noodles. Hey, you know what that feel like? Do you know what it is? And if you a victim of a wrongful conviction, suffered and served by Ken Worthy, then I know that you know what that pain feel like. And your mama know what that pain feel like. Your father know what that pain feel like. With that light, let that little shine. Let that light shine, a little light of mine. Bad guy, Doughboy Week, all these great people in this great world of ours. 10 toes down, salute. I appreciate you, bad guy. I appreciate you, Week. I appreciate the tech. I appreciate everybody in the studio. We gon' pop off that LV. Ooh-wee. Cause that's what they be liking to see. But I hope you hear the missing when you see me fresh. Ooh. Salute. Salute. You do good, bro?
Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight on Turning a Moment into a Movement. I am Jay Love, your host, and I also represent the Justice for Gerard movement. Gerard is the reason why we're here because he was wrongly convicted of a crime he didn't do, and he went to prison for that crime. And because of the journey I had and all the people that I met along that journey, we created this podcast called Turning a Moment into a Movement. Our mission here is turning a moment in a movement. Again, was inspired by the wrongful conviction of Gerard and built from the urgent need to create a safe, empowering space for all who have been harmed by injustice. Our mission is to shine a light on wrongful convictions, over sentencing, and the neglect of those who are mentally ill and medically frail within the criminal legal system. We are committed to uplifting voices, sharing truths, and advocating for those too often silenced through education, community organizing, and courageous storytelling. We work to disrupt the systems, policies, and patterns that fuels injustice, transforming awareness into collective action and turning every moment into a movement. That is why we're here. So tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. Um, we are tackling a case that shows exactly why this movement exists. A case shaped by flawed police work, questionable witnesses procedures, and the devastating human cost of corruption in our justice system. Tonight, we're focusing on James Jones. Let me move this banner right quick, you guys. Hold on a second. We're focusing on James Jones. The topic is the cost of corruption, hope, freedom, and the fight for James Jones. Um, I talked to James this morning, and we did a video, an audio that I made into a video. And so we're gonna start with James. We're gonna listen to him in his own words, and then he's gonna shape the focus to tonight's conversation. So,
Miss James Jones, MA number 362351. I've been incarcerated going on my 25th year. They convicted me for aiding and abetting first-degree murder without any co-defendants. And at the same time, I was actually innocent. The first thing I want to say is things that I could use from the community for support is call Kim Worthy. This is the prosecutor. She got any time can put in a judgment, a sentence to, or recommend my sentence to be exonerated or dismissed with any judge. But I say call Kim Worthy and ask for action. She in a press conference just said she was going to do something about wrongful convictions, the backlog of wrongful convictions. My case has been in the CIU, Wayne County Conviction Integrity Unit, that means, for 5 years. They saying they're investigating for actual innocence. I have a affidavit sitting in court with my successive 6.500 motion with an affidavit from their star witness, the only witness who puts me on the scene of the crime. He was an 18-year-old child. This guy was threatened, harassed, coerced, and basically what I'm gonna get to that later. But call Kim Worthy and tell her, hey, why is James Jones sitting in prison and his homicide detective Dale Collins is involved in at least 4 other men's exonerations, meaning he did wrong doing in their cases for them to be exonerated. Also, like I'm doing a commutation as well, and if you know a good attorney, what you can do in the community, tell them, give them my name and MA number, and tell them, get with me. I got everything we need to win. All I'm missing is a great attorney. And that's what I need. And I'm sitting here. I'm at Cotton Correctional Facility, James Jones, inmate number 362351. And how I would describe my life in 2001 before catching this case, before this case came about, was it was a great year. I had everything I wanted in life. I was living life. Truthfully, my life was like a rap video. You know, I was wearing minks in the rain, gold rims on everything. And at the time, literally at the time of this, I was changing my life, getting out the game, and from to go to college, things of that nature. And then it was an unfortunate event that happened, and it wasn't even that case. Like I said, I wasn't even present for this case. But the unfortunate thing that happened was me just going in the store, walking out the store with, they seen the Cartier glasses and jewelry, the Rolex watch, and these guys, I got robbed. And just because I got robbed, I had to turn in an insurance claim in order to get the money for my jewelry, for my phone. And so I went to the police station, made a report about the robbery, as a citizen is supposed to do. I did the right thing. They called me in the next day talking about come look at some pictures and all this and that. I go down there, they arrest me without a warrant for first-degree murder. So yeah, up until then, my life was great. And the actions of the detective shaped my case in a way that was unnatural, for the simple fact, like I say, from the very beginning, Officer Joanne Miller arrested me without a warrant. I got a writ from my attorney to release me. They transported me around to 1300 Bobian first. She arrived there. Dale Collins came in trying to question me. Same thing he did to Devontae Sanford and other guys. Question you when he know you without Mirandizing you. He knew my lawyer was on the way. He tried to question me. I threw my mink hood over my head and went to sleep on him. So after that, they had to uncuff me to supposedly let me go, free me, because a judge signed a writ. My lawyer came there with the writ. But what they did was uncuff me and rearrest me under a capious alias warrant that they just came out the blue with, and they knew that I was not this guy, and they rearrested me and held me. Other things that they did after that was they took me to different locations so my lawyer couldn't get me back out on the writ, and held me, done the arraignment in the morning, and they still didn't have the warrant for a first-degree murder or any type of murder. So they arraigned me on this alias capious drug case that this other man had. And then at the end, William Rice was in the court. I'm looking at him on Zoom. He passed the prosecutor something, and they say, oh, and first-degree murder, and hand it to the judge. She read it off. So that's just a couple of things they did. Other things, they were harassing the witnesses. Witnesses was not coming to court because they knew they was lying. They did not show up to the prelim examination. They arraigned it, went and harassed them, brought them in. They did not show up to the lineup. Joanne Miller, on record, said she's going to pick up her own witnesses, which is in violation of their police protocol. Homicide detectives don't pick up their own witnesses. She left, picked up her own witnesses, said she'd be gone for 15 minutes. She was gone for 3 hours. In those 3 hours she was gone, Joseph McCrimmon, one of the witnesses, he stated that she showed him, or at least him and another witness, a single photo of me on the way to the lineup, which is illegal. Let me see. At the first day of trial, no witnesses showed up. So they was steady harassing these guys, threatening them, coercing them, telling them what to say. I was going to get my case dismissed. They coerced the guy to say he knew me previous to this. And prior to that prelim examination, he said he never knew me. He didn't know me. Didn't know me personally, only knew of me. So the homicide detective shaped cases, not just mine. They play a hand in shaping all the outcomes and of people's cases, because they can do things that are I don't want to fully say illegal, but they shape and bend their rules and try to make the outcome what they want it to be. And as far as the jury, something that the jury never got to hear that could have changed the outcome of my case. They could have heard from me. My attorney wouldn't let me get on the stand. They did not want me to get on the stand. And the crazy, she was saying because they would have brought up a prior gun charge. And the crazy thing is they still brought the gun charge up in closing arguments, which was illegal and prosecutorial misconduct. But they could have heard from me the fact that I didn't know these little boys. I was 23. These guys was 18, 17.
You have 1 minute remaining.
And another thing was my attorney didn't call my alibi witnesses, which was my mother, my girlfriend at the time, and other things, and they would have been able to tell them it's impossible for me to be two places at one time. If I was at my mother's house showering and cooking and messing with my family, I couldn't have been on the scene of this crime. What else? The governor, what she need to know and understand is she campaigned hard in Detroit and got the African American vote. And we are what's got her elected. But these types of injustices are normal in Detroit, and she has executive powers that she can simply look at our commutations on the merit and not just the crime and time, and she can get us released. She can do executive orders and abolish and amend these draconian sentences as far as aiding and abetting first-degree murder. You get natural life. That's draconian. And them are just a few of the things that the government should do.
Thank you for using GTL.
That was James. We're going to have more of him later on in the session tonight. I want to bring on James' mother, Diane. Hi, Diane. James' wife, Stacy. Hi, Stacy.
Hello, everyone. How you doing? I'm going to be muting and unmuting because James is calling in and he's listening to the podcast right now. So,
okay.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, you're welcome, Stacy. I also want to bring in Mark Craig here from Freedom Ain't Free. Greetings, Mark.
Hey, what's going on? How everybody doing?
How you doing, Mike?
And I also want to bring on newly elected Police Commissioner Henrietta Ivy. Greetings, Henrietta.
Good evening, everybody. Hello.
And also Darnell Smith, Darnell Smith Jr. Hey, Larry.
Boy, y'all caught me on a little vacation. But I had to come and make sure I showed up on behalf of Mr. James Jones because I support Free the Innocent every day, all day.
Yes. And
Very
also,
much so.
Thank you, Larry.
It's a little cold out here, y'all.
And then welcome Trisha and Revertia.
Good evening, everybody.
So,
Good evening.
Stacy, because Miss Diane, something's going on with her computer right now. She's not fully on the screen. So I'll ask you, Stacy and Larry, just to give me a little bit of background information about James. He told us a lot, but you can just, tell us a little. Well, Stacy as his wife. Oh, okay. Diane's back in there. Just talk a little bit about James.
Okay. Yeah, Diane, is she back?
Yes. I don't know if she's having any problem. Her mic is not on. So you can go ahead, Stacy.
Yes, it's his case he has all the evidence. The thing about it, everything is everything that they said he did, he has proof against all of it. He has the affidavits, he has he hired him private investigators, and right now we just he really is an innocent man. And we just really need help. We need attorneys. We need help to be able to get this back in the court. It's been holding. It's been 5 years that they've been not giving him an attorney, and he's owed an attorney for this.
I know he told me like this morning that his case has been in the Wayne County Integrity Unit for about 5 years now, waiting
Yeah,
for
exactly.
them
Yes.
as well. And Mark, can you tell us how you are, a part of this?
Well, I heard from the family. We did a protest, and they came out to the protest. And I think James' mother or something called Lamar and gave Lamar information on him. And we ended up sending all this information to Lovey and Lovey, actually. And they're looking at it. And also, I wanted to let them know today that we got another law group who wanted to look at his case, Dykeman Gossip, which is up in Ann Arbor, that does all the innocent clinic stuff. So, very interesting case. Anybody that says they're innocent and can prove it, or innocent, period, and we can prove it, we interested in getting out. Larry and I are fighting the same fight. We've been in, we want to come back out and help them people out. There's a lot of people sitting around right now saying they help you out once you get out. But that's the
Right.
problem. A lot of people can't get out. So if it's not, if the clinic is innocent clinic is full, if it's not anybody like us trying to help these guys out, they're stuck. So James' mother talked to Lamar. Lamar uh, got all the information, and we finally talked to James and got him on because we was trying to get him a lawyer the first time, and actually got two people that's interested in this case right now.
Oh, that's awesome. Diane, hi, Diane, you back? I think Diane has a delay, but once she can hear me, I wanted her to speak a little bit on the case. But go here, Larry.
Hey, how everybody doing? Y'all know me, Larry Darnell Smith Jr. I advocate on behalf of the innocent, the medically frail, the oversentenced. Shout out Big Craig Head for being one of the guys, because it's not a whole lot of us, first and foremost, because the to be exonerated, that's not just something that's normal. So I think that we all know that that's not something that's normal. So for once a person is released, and then to continue to fight against that system, I commend you for that, because James Jones, though, Kim Worthy, James Jones. Kim Worthy been aware of James Jones for a very long time at this point. He been in front of the conviction integrity unit. Now, when they took all those resources and they did that article about a past case, a person got out before me, they had a variation of things that went wrong. They identified, so the exoneree was released. Kim Worthy and the law clinic came out and they discussed this, the college, they discussed this. Now, I'm saying, did they take all of them violations and did they put them up to James Jones' case? What violations, Kim Worthy? Because you said that you're coming out with transparency, so let's pop it off. We need to know what's been done in the James Jones case, right? The reason why we need to know is because you done had it for 5 years. All the evidence that support he is innocent. So now, back to the point. Y'all did a story about a wrongful conviction, and they said that they are looking at this. They're going to show transparency. So I think that James Jones is a case that we should make them stand on. They should stand on what they say, transparency. So why is it that James Jones has not been provided with the attorney that the court said that he should have an attorney? Not me. I ain't say he should have no attorney. I believe he should. But the state said that he should have been supplied an attorney. This had been going on for a very long time. And now we should all hold those powers accountable because they went on TV talking
Uh,
about what they was going to do. So, Miss Kim Worthy, what have you done in the investigation of James Jones? Miss Valerie Newman, what have you done in the investigation of the case of Mr. James Jones? We just holding you accountable because you said that you was gonna have transparency. That's all.
let me say something too, to Shay. Jay. Back when we was protesting a while ago, uh, one of the items that Kim Worthy said that she couldn't let nobody out or look at any cases because they didn't have any money, and the police commissioners was supposed to vote to give them some money. That vote is went through and she got money. What is she doing with the money? I mean, transparency again. You remember? I mean, she sent me emails saying, "Hey, look, we can't do nothing until we get some money. I'll get back with you once we get the money and everything else." They got the money. We gave them four to five cases, and they never looked at any other cases. I mean, what is she doing with the resources she got? You got a new voter police commissioner on there. That's a question that we need to find out because transparency is important. I mean, if you look back in them articles that Steve wrote, Steve called and asked, and she said, "Yeah, all we waiting for is them to vote us to get some money, and then we'll look at these cases." None of the cases that's been looked at. We don't know what's going on with the money. We don't know whose case she looked at.
Transparency, transparency. The whole smoking screens. Y'all just smoked us out, hit us with a screen concerning something that took quite some time ago at this point, and not addressing the people that's suffering, the families that's suffering right here in the moment. That's where you should took that time. That's where you should have took those resources. That's where you should have took taxpayer dollars, the college, whatever they donated, whoever donated some money. You should have donated and producing an innocent person up out of the institutions. But that ain't what you do. You take your dollars, you take these taxpayer dollars, people get released. Let's talk about Darrell Ewing quite quick. Darrell was released because it was shown that it was violations that had been committed against Darrell and that it was more than likely he was innocent. So what did Ken Worthy do? Ken Worthy began to pursue allegedly a retrial. This been going on for quite some time at this point, but the psychological torture that's associated with it on behalf of the individual and on behalf of the family. So now you got a Darrell Ewing who's supposed to be free because people see him out here doing great things in the community. Oh my God, Mr. Beat the Odds, he's done awesome things, not knowing that he faced with the possibility of being returned in the institutions, which is something horrible. Then you got the James Jones, who is inside the institutions, that the resources that they burning to try to put Darrell Ewing back in prison for a crime he innocent of, she could take those resources and put them towards the James Jones and freeing James Jones. Right? Transparency.
Yes. But when you come on TV and say you did this, and no shade against anybody first before I even get started. No shade. But when you come on and say that we're going to do better, we done looked at this one case across the board in a blame-free environment. So that means no accountability, and say, hey, this is the results from that, and this is what we're finding, and we're going to do better. And then you have Mr. James Jones sitting here for 5 years waiting for somebody to give him an answer. He has hired a private investigator, something different than anybody else I have talked to on this platform. He hired a private investigator to get all the information he needed to overturn his case. And he's still, still being held, with no answers. Go ahead, Diane. Do you hear me? I think Diane is having some technical difficulties.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yes, Diane.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. We have been fighting this tooth and nail, not hawking, but pawning things, everything to pay for food, phone, lawyers, private investigators, legal assistance, you name it. We've been throwing everything that we had at this case because we know he's innocent. We had our eyes on him when this crime was committed. He was nowhere near where the crime was. And they know it. At his sentencing, the lawyer told him that he's prosecuting him not because he committed a crime, but because they think he knew who committed the crime. So he gave my son life because he thinks he knows who committed the crime. And he has no, there's no other defendant on that crime with him. So who did he abet and aid? No one. But they're still holding him. At his lineup, we have assigned a report from the lawyer, the lawyer that's supposed to stay there and be I can't think of the word. I have a closed head injury, so some words won't come that I want. I know the words, but they won't come. But there was a lawyer there watching the lineup, and he wrote that he heard the witness ask Joanne Miller, am I supposed to pick out the guy you showed me the picture of in the car? What does that sound like to you? And that's evidence. And they said they couldn't accept that. Valerie Newman said they couldn't accept it because it was old evidence. It wasn't new evidence. Make that make sense.
It does.
For my son. 24 years in there. 24 years that he's lost with his daughter. She's now a graduate of Albion College and working for Mr. Sheffield. And he is also a college graduate. And he's going back to school for law. We have tried to keep him hopeful because I know he's coming home. No matter what. But we do need help and advice.
Trisha.
We do need that. And I thank you all. And brother, Mike Craighead, you do your jobs.
May I say something if I
Is there any
can?
questions?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Harrietta.
I'm new at this.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. This is really a hard listen because it's like I'm newly elected, so I am learning the position of the Board of Post Commission, although I'm kind of acclimated on what we can and cannot do as far as cases of criminal and non-criminal cases. But in this instance, because we will be the board that approve budgeting for allocations to different departments of the police department in Wayne County. At the same time, I'm a little like, I'm like the other gentleman. What happened to the money that was previously approved from the previous board? I don't know which board did it because it sounded like it may have been the board that was from 2000 to 2024. I'm sorry, 2004. But what I will say is, it sounds like you guys got some really hard evidence. Has he had a retrial with this new information, or they're just not giving him a retrial at all? Because with a retrial,
he put a motion into court.
Mm-hmm.
He put a motion in. He has a motion in court. The CIU unit had it held in abeyance, and he's been trying to get a court-appointed attorney for some years now.
Okay.
And you know what? Let me say
and
this
they don't
too.
have them.
With her saying that her son's case has been in the CIU unit for 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
and when we did that protest, and when
But he
Kim
has the
Worthy,
case in Judge Ramsey's courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
okay, again, when Kim Worthy gave us her word that she would look at these cases
And
when the
right
new
now
money
he's
came
waiting
to that
on legal
office.
help to present that the 60, I think it's 6,500 motion. He's
Yeah.
waiting on them to
So
present that and to amend it with some more new evidence that per,
Because it
so
sounds like if we get a retrial, he will actually be free. Because so many things have changed since the time he was incarcerated. I feel like that the people are different. And I really feel like if he get a retrial and this case go back into the courtroom with a different type of judge, I really feel like the evidence that you have and everything you guys have collected over the years will set him free. So I just in listening to this, because there's not a whole lot, because I'm not a lawyer, I don't know the case. I didn't sit down before anybody, but I can just tell you from my own um, knowledge that their retrial will be the one that would set him free if he can get that retrial.
go
Is
ahead,
is
Larry.
Hey, how you doing, ma'am? Miss Henrietta.
Hi.
All right, so my name is Larry Darnell Smith Jr. I spent 27 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections for a crime I didn't commit.
Mhm.
I never had a retrial. Like, and what I mean by saying is it don't work. It's like a lot of rubber stamping. People don't,
Mhm.
the people who should address things at times they tend not to. So when they don't address them and you move on down the line to another court, you end up being denied based on the previous ruling that that individual made. If it had merit or not, it's like a very slim percentage of people who get relief through the court
retrial?
in that regard. So when I was released, and like a bunch of other people was released, I think it was 40 some odd people. They say, right? I never been to court. Like, I never went to court. I was in there asleep. Some guys woke me up. I hopped up, hit my head on the bunk. Like, man, what's wrong? They're like, man, you on the news. You going home. You on the news. You going home, right?
Mhm.
Now, for 27 years, I said the exact same thing. I didn't do anything. I have not committed a crime. And the officers that they've been discussing today was officers that was directly on my case, that directly affected my life, that took me away from my mom, took me away from my family. The same way which Miss Diane is saying about her life and about her child. I'm in agreement with you. A retrial would be cool, but the reality is the violations are so heinous. Why
Mhm.
have that not been addressed by the prosecutor's office? Because under Rule 3.8, it's a rule. And under the federal rule and under the state rule, once the prosecutor is put on notice, they have a job to do. It's her duty. So with James Jones' family and James Jones is asking, and when they filing these motions, she got a duty to look into it, but she don't. So when you say about the retrial aspect of it, it's so difficult to get. It's so difficult to get. But if in a court of opinion, though, right? If you can
Mhm.
set all of this information out and you said it to an independent, somebody who didn't have nothing to gain or nothing to lose by looking into the James Jones case,
Larry ain't gonna.
right? That's what the conviction integrity unit was supposed to be. Go ahead, my bad, bro. Go ahead.
Oh my.
Thanks, Larry. Yeah, and I'm Mark Craig here. I did 7.5. So, what Larry's saying is totally true. To get a
Mhm.
retrial is a kind of slim and none. You know, they allocated the money that was allocated from your guys' commission to Kenworthy was supposed to be to the CIU unit to get extra help to look at cases. We brought them 5 to 6 cases that was under scrutiny for the same investigator. She promised that if she got some money, she'll look into these cases. Now she can look into James Jones' case. We don't care whose case she look at, as long as she used that money correctly and be transparent. Transparent.
here.
Transparent. We know nothing about this. There's 40 violations, the 25 new rules they put together for a better cooperation or better chances of them not arresting the wrong person. we know nothing about it. Now, if we out there protesting and protesting your old way of doing things, don't you think you want to be transparent for the new things that you put together? Her
Yep,
thing
I would
was
actually
that
say so. Yeah,
Hello?
but again, what board of police commissioners were voted in at this time? Because I'm a new board of police commissioner, so
this this
I'm not privy to this information, but I would like to know if you had that information. Who were the commissioners at that time
it was
that
it's
supposedly
about
approved this
about a
money?
year ago, and
Oh, it was a
get the
year
names.
ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can get the names of everybody because the guy that do most of our protests, Reggie Crawford, he's an old policeman. Shit. I mean, he can tell you everybody on the board,
Yep.
and we don't understand. Like I said, if you was asking for money, you got the money. Where did the
Mhm.
money go?
Let it go.
Because nobody's been released since she got the money. The
Wow.
guy that she said got the 40 violations, he's already released, been released. Use that
Mhm.
money for the James Jones. Use that money for the 5 people that we brought up and everything else. I mean, at least let us know. We got families. Like you see James Jones families. We got
Yes.
families waiting to hear what you're doing with that money. I mean,
Mm.
Miss James Jones' mother she been to everywhere. She been to our protest. She been to I mean, everything. She's trying to do
Mhm.
everything to get us. I know my dad did the same thing. And it's not right to keep, I mean, you're not just affecting James, you're affecting the whole
It's a
family.
family. Yep.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
you
And then
said
these
audit.
same,
Audit,
same
Kim Worthy. Audit. Where's the money? That's that term they be using. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. We need to
So
audit
this
Kim.
this
No,
is this is
seriously.
a recent act for funding. This is not something that happened when he got convicted. This is recent act of money that could have been used to open up this case and put it toward what's being discussed tonight. That's what I wanted to try to figure out, like who were, because I know who the board commissioners are now, because they're leaving out and we're coming in. So
Right.
this was under their duties when and, okay, I get it
Worthy.
now.
So Kim Worthy and a university. I forgot who the university was.
Mhm.
They did a study, right? They did a study
just
Mhm.
read.
on a case that the person was already out.
Mhm.
Now, what they saying is they could have used Mr. James Jones' case. They could have used Tamara Washington's case. They could
Mhm.
use Crystal Clark's case. There were so many cases that would have yielded in an individual actually being set free from prison. But she stood there in that doggone press conference. And see,
Mhm.
this is why she didn't use anybody else. Because she said, I'm just so grateful for this blame-free process. But Kim Worthy, let me let you understand something now. There is a reason why people are wrongfully convicted, whether it's witness misidentification, whether it's police misconduct, whether it's prosecutorial misconduct, there are a plethora of reasons why people are wrongfully incarcerated. That reason. So until we have someone that is willing to be accountable, right, for these actual crimes that are taking place, because what they're doing is upholding crimes, because police
Mhm.
is a crime. And that is where I believe that in this current seat that you have in moving forward in your position, and congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
But I believe that the police commissioners should not be cozying up with the police. They should actually be doing their jobs and holding these individuals accountable. The police is the boss, meaning that they have the power to actually hold these people accountable. They have the power to actually make sure that these folks are being transparent. We have not had a strong police commissioner body
you're
that is
right.
to hold
Totally right.
accountable. And so until the commissioner body and the mayor are willing to hold these individuals accountable, we are going to
Mhm.
continue to see this. Now I'm gonna say this. Kim Worthy does not want to open the door to anything that is going to point to prosecutorial misconduct, which to me, all prosecutorial misconduct charges not come about unless a prosecutor accepts them and pursues charges against somebody. So if we know that the police are presenting things that are not factual, a prosecutor should not be co-signing that. So ultimately, even though it is police misconduct that got us.
Okay, Trisha dropped out. But basically,
Yeah, I just,
I want to
oh,
add,
Jay, I wanted to just say that they are aware. I'm piggybacking on Trisha because it's not like these people don't know what they're doing or what has happened. Okay. They know, and it's noted when you look up the case, they know that the Sixth Amendment right to effective counsel was violated. It's written. And also that it was fundamentally unfair because the
Yes.
defense counsel failed to investigate key evidence. Now, why, they, like Trisha was saying, they don't want to be held accountable, but it is everything about this case shows that they were wrong. Kim doesn't want you to say, she doesn't want you to put blame on them, but it was just wrong from the beginning. Go ahead, Larry.
When I sued the prosecutor office, I had people who had been wrongfully convicted mad at me. I had the agency itself mad at me, right? Which then you had citizens mad at me because they is just listening to whatever, right?
Why?
Why? Why? Man, you can't be suing Auntie Kim. Is you serious? Is you serious? Like, police commissioner, if y'all really
Why would
understood,
they be mad?
if y'all really, if y'all really understood the severity of what's taking place in the office, you would look at it like, man, this can't even be right. Even though people been released out of prison, you did again, commissioner. If you look at some of the things that took place after people was released, you got one or more people that was released, but only because they won't sue. If you agree not to sue and take this plea, we're gonna release you from here. But if you gonna sue, we're not gonna release you from here.
Oh, wow.
Now, come
Wow.
on now. Come on. When COVID came through, they was using the COVID to force us to take deals when they knew. And when I say us, each one of them is me. I am each one of them. We are one. The system want to separate us. They don't want us as a collective because as a collective, we super dangerous because we show a pattern of what took place and nobody ain't addressed it. Why those police is not on that list that did this to us, and why have they not opened up the other cases of people who just like me, who was damaged, who was removed from the street, taken hostage? You got to take this into consideration when you looking through your eyes, because unfortunately, I probably shouldn't say this, man, but them people will kill you if you jump on 10. If you get to pursuing and following that money to find out where it was used at, how was it used to investigate? Where did y'all pass it to? What was done to investigate? A simple case like James Jones. You won't see the money go to none of them places. The money go to places where they can't win because they really don't want to win. I'm an anomaly. I got out of prison after serving 27 years. I never went to court. They didn't want to pay me. They didn't want to compensate me. I was entitled to up to $50,000 a year. They left me out here for over a year. My mom was sick. She fell, broke her hip. She got cancer. And then they say, oh, we'll give you a fraction if you would take it. In that process, I'm suing. I'm not stopping suing. I'm continuing on. So I end up getting paid quicker than any person out of Michigan because they wanted to shut me up and get me out the way. They tried to buy me off. They tried to bribe us. They offered us to become a nonprofit as a collective, exonerees, in order to get $50,000. The Wayne County Prosecutor Office. See, it's so much that just take place, that then took place, that no, you're not aware. No, they don't want you privy to that information. No, they don't want y'all knocking at no doors. They don't want y'all to follow that money. If you follow that
Yeah,
money,
that's them.
You follow that money and see where they put it at. If you Google Mr. Beat the Odds, his name is Darrell Ewing. He represented himself in the courtroom. You can pull it up on YouTube and watch it all. The judge chopped him up, called him a liar, whatever the case. When he finished with the judge released him. Kim Worthy has been vehemently going out to try to reconvict this man. How many taxpayer dollars is that? See, you got a process that you can look at. It's there. These people that's on here, they can show it to you. But once you get that information, right? Seriously, what you gonna be able to do with it? Because like I told you, this been going on before you came into play. See, it's been going on since before you came into play. They gonna keep on doing what it is they can do because they can get away with what it is that they doing. Mike Dugan, think about it. You got the mayor of the city of Detroit. When he was in the position of prosecutor, he ordered the destruction of files. Thousands of them. Thousands.
He purged the files.
Thousands with a
Yes.
S.
And not only
all
that,
these
Larry,
people-
but
Go ahead, bro.
but not only that, but the attorney general was in that office with him. So that's corruption from the top. Yeah,
And
Dana.
if you look,
Dana
hold
Nessels
on.
was in the office with Mike Duggan when he destroyed them files.
And
You know, so
hold on,
that's
I ain't mean to
why.
cut you off,
That's why.
but it's some years. I'm just saying, let me just say this. You got transcripts of people, Michael Cox, who was the attorney general before these attorney generals, was in the courtroom making deals with police, bold police, making deals with Bill Rice and them in the prosecutor office, in the judges, in the courtroom. This is record. Michael Cox. Then after his convictions, right, as a Michael Cox prosecutor, then let's go, bro, my bad. Then you move over to Mike Dugan, prosecutor, right? Come from these same demographic, same era, pushing the same thing. So how somebody gonna get a new trial?
You
How
ain't gonna
somebody
get
gonna get
one.
some relief? I'm sorry, bro.
You
I
ain't.
just had to say that.
Yeah, and you
No, I
know what too,
appreciate
though.
that. Thank you.
Let me just say this too. You know, they asked. I put a complaint into everybody. You know, I put a complaint to Kim Worthy when the investigator that me and three other guys had cost the state of Michigan $25 million already, and she's getting sued again because I'm suing. So I put a complaint in there. Kim Worthy said the reason why they ain't investigating her because nobody gave a complaint. Well, I gave a complaint, just like the Purge files. I asked them about the Purge files. Why haven't nobody investigated the Purge files? They were stupid enough to say because nobody put a complaint in. So I put a complaint in. Dana Nessels answered me and said, "No, we're not investigating that. No reason." She said the statute of limitation is going past. But if you know anything about the statute of limitation, purge files on a murder guy, you got to keep them files 50 years or until that prisoner dies. Okay? You destroy them. So you destroyed the possibilities of these guys getting out. Not only did you destroy the possibilities of these guys getting out, when you look at the totality of the problem, you got the attorney general in the office with the mayor in the same office as prosecutor. That's just like the police investigating the police. You ain't gonna come up with nothing positive. So Dana Nessel investigating Mike Duggan. I mean, this is the second time she let him go because she let him go when they was investigating his wife, new business and everything else. She let that go and said, I ain't investigating that either. So it's corruption from the top to the bottom. You know, that's why the James Jones and everybody, that's why they can't get out. You know, they
I can't
do that
hear
little shuffling
anything.
dance for a minute, and then they say, okay, we investigated something. So y'all should be happy. We ain't happy. Me and Larry is just a small piece of the people that got out of prison innocent. It's a lot of more people in prison that's innocent. I mean, you know, it's numbers of them.
Yeah.
We numbers and dollar signs. That's all it is.
You
Numbers and dollar signs. And
when
you
they
know, this is my last comment. Larry was talking about how to save the state some money. You know, I'm pretty sure when Larry went to court to try to get his money from the city of Detroit, the state of Michigan, They fought him tooth and nail, probably 3 to 4 to 5 years. You know how much money that is in attorney fees? Do you? I mean,
Hey,
attorney fees.
bro,
You know,
they ain't
knowing that
fight
you,
me. Hey, check this out,
knowing,
y'all. If y'all look at it. If y'all look at my case, man, they didn't. I had never done nothing wrong to nobody in my life. Like, period. Y'all just picked me up, and then one day just put me back down. You feel what I'm saying? So in that fight, bro, look, I got out February 4th, 2021. I don't even know how long ago I got paid. It's been over a year or whatever. Been over that. I did it shorter than any period of time than any person. And that's because I sued the prosecutor office and I put the prosecutor in direct opposition with the police. So now they telling on each other.
Mm.
That's what created that because they was telling on each other, bro. So they like, man, let's
Mhm.
get dog on up out the way. Dog talk too much, man. He come on now. But the thing is, this now, if you take Tamara Washington situation, Tamara Washington is somebody who came up on Kim Worthy, under Kim Worthy watch, came missing under Kim Worthy watch, and Kim Worthy talked to her directly on the telephone concerning what had took place in her life. She convicted based on aiding and abetting a person who was found not guilty. She was bonded over for the suspicion of gambling, and she was convicted of armed robbery and gave 30 to 50 years. They destroyed the file. She went to court. It's on video. Why they in there saying, oh, we can't find the records, we can't find the file. So on August 24th, 2021, I put Kim Worthy on the phone along with Tamara Washington in front of 20 exonerees or more. The conviction integrity unit, they had a whole conversation. She had a whole conversation with the head Wayne County prosecutor. I'm talking about, y'all, it was the day before my birthday. I had just got out of prison about 5-6 months or something like that. Whatever. I was geeked. However it happened, I was so happy, like, yes, yes, yes. And they still haven't found the file. They still have not came up with a resolution. She's still in there serving 30 to 50 in a prison where people is dying, where people is being killed based on black mold and a bunch of other stuff that should no human have to experience. And what I'm saying is that you can use your money, taxpayer dollars, and use it to work towards freeing somebody. But they don't. They use the dollars in order to continue to keep the convictions. So that's why you see James Jones' mom suffering, his wife like, please, his child and grown up. And it's just like, what do he supposed to do?
And then there's a cycle of this. It continues. We're talking about Larry, 27 years ago, James, 20 some years ago. Then we talking about my son, five years ago. It's not that it stopped. It continued because it hasn't ever been addressed.
Mm-hmm.
Who has been accountable for these wrongful convictions? You keep hearing these same names coming up in case after case after case, but nobody, not one of these officers, nobody in the office of the prosecutor has been held accountable.
No accountability.
How can all these names keep coming up and then you have a platform and say we did a study on a blame-free environment?
William Rice, William Rice, William Rice, Monica Childs. Y'all did a story on a blame-free environment. You got names that keep coming up. Hey, hold on for a minute. Craig Head.
Yeah,
What's that lady? What's that lady name did that to y'all?
Barbara Simon.
Now, some people just heard you say that name that's gonna hear this, and they loved ones are still incarcerated based on faulty testimony of Barbara Simon. So you go out, you and Lamar, and y'all protest in order to help some of those people that's left behind to regain their freedom. That's why I say I salute you. I respect that. I appreciate that. Because without that, bro, people trying to figure out how they gonna get some health care insurance. People trying to figure out how they gonna have some food on their table. It's people that they had a Section 8 vouchers, man, for the last 17 years, and they trying to figure out what it's about to feel like to have to work a job in order to pay their rent. Yet, a prevalent conversation in the country is wrongful convictions and the suffering that's associated with it.
Mhm.
See, so that just show you how important that it is. So,
Yeah.
Miss Commissioner, like I say, if you want to go and look, seriously go and look, oh,
Mm-hmm.
we can point you in a direction, but just know some of the stuff you're gonna find could turn your stomach and can hurt you even more mentally when you realize that it's not as easy to do something as your heart might tell you it is.
Mhm. Years and years of covering up.
Yeah.
For real.
I
This is
have,
definitely mind blowing just to hear the conversation. I wanted to sit in tonight because I wanted to hear the stories because I'm an advocate outside of being a board of police commissioner. I'm a political advocate, and I advocate for human rights, social justice, and criminal justice as well. And so this is the thing that I bring to the board is my advocacy for the rights of humans and the rights of people. And so this is something they I don't know they don't know how passionate I am about advocacy, but they're gonna find out. So I definitely wanted to come and hear this story because I'm a strong advocate and point me in the right direction. Or if I figure getting niggas, I'm sure I'm going to do a lot of research tonight. I've been taking notes, so I'm gonna be on my computer tonight researching all of this. And not saying that what you guys are saying is not true, but I like to see the back end of it with my own eyes, so I'll know how to advocate in this type of a situation. So I'm definitely a
yeah.
strong advocate for
Respect.
that. And this is one of the things I ran on was transparency, accountability, and truthfulness. And I didn't know this case was under the current board of police commissioners because we're coming in 2026. The other board is coming out next year. So all this information that I received tonight and these requests were under this current board. I'm curious as to why was that voted upon and nobody did any follow up.
That's
Mhm.
right.
And what I can say that this new board coming in is way different than any board that anybody's ever seen. And we've all recognized even the people that work in the police department like this new board is different and we are. And we're different in a way because every last one of us come from advocacy. And that's what makes a commissioner different than just a regular commissioner who actually worked in the system, who maybe became a board member because they used to be a ex member of the fraternal. This board, we come from all different walks of life, but one thing we all have in common is advocacy. And so I think I started to see some things look a little different, and I'm like, oh, they know we coming. So trust and believe. I will be. I thank you for letting me sit in and and listen to this conversation because we have some very tenacious board members coming in 2026. So things may start to look a little different moving forward.
Yes.
Do
I
they
want
keep
to
the
play. Go ahead, Larry,
no,
because
I just
after you
wanted to know.
finish,
I just wanted to
go
know, do
ahead.
they keep any of the old, like, or do they change the whole board of commissioners, or do they keep some of those old ones, or some of them old people that's on there that alleged they was part of advocacy?
Well,
Do they get to stay
only
on there?
no, because everybody that was previous, other than the staff itself, are new. We have one that's coming back that's incumbent. She won her seat, but all the rest of us we're new.
Okay.
And so we have to appoint I think we have to appoint a new at large because we have some at large members that their term is up in 2029. So but the seven that's coming in, with the exception of the one that was the incumbent, we're very different type of board coming in. I'll say that honestly.
Let me
And if we
ask you a
get this
question.
new, yes,
Yeah. Now you say you the new board coming in, and the
yeah,
old board just allocated the prosecutor office some money or the CIU unit some money to investigate or get new investigators and everything else for cases. Will you
hmm
be privy to ask what happened to that money? I mean,
hmm
because that affects your budget
yeah,
also.
yeah, we'll
And
be at, yeah,
will you be transparent about what happened? Because we don't know
absolutely,
what happened to that money. I mean, you
absolutely.
got
Nope.
you got
Yeah,
us
because
and family members. Go
I
ahead.
want to, yeah, we will be very transparent about that budget and where money went to previous before us. And we will be taking like, again, this board is very eye detailed and we're very curious as to what happened to things that should have been done that did not get done. And so we will be privy to the budgets and where money was allocated to. And hopefully they'll be transparent with us and they won't hide anything from us. But we got good eyes. We got good
Okay.
eyes. So, and we're very smart. So, and we know when BS is happening when, This I say this again. I say it with a smile. This new board is so different, and everybody that saw us come in, they're like, "Oh wow, this is going to be a different board." Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
I want to play part 2 of James' conversation.
Okay.
Okay, now, as well as like I say, that's a draconian. Is you want a person to serve a death sentence for not killing anyone. That's what it is. And who did I aid in the bed or assist if I have no co-defendant? And the message that I want to give to other inmates who may be listening or their family members: tell your family members is locked up, go to the law library, read, write judges, and I would say write lawyers, but I have written at least 25 attorneys, and all they care about is money. But don't let that discourage you. Keep on writing. I'm still writing. Also, let me see. This Officer Dale Collins, and this is the thing what we had to do. Like I said, Kim Worthy is the head prosecutor in Wayne County. She just done an interview saying she was gonna look at her backlog of cases. She was gonna be transparent, and that she would look into cases where these officers are showing up more than one time. It's a crime that this Officer Dale Collins is showing up in Delonia Searcy's case. He's been exonerated. She's shown up in Devontae Semper's case. He's been exonerated. She's shown up in Ramon Ward's case. He's been exonerated. He's being sued by Ramon Ward right now. He's being sued by Bernard Howard, who's been exonerated. He's in his case. Yet this guy's in my case. They know he's in my case, and nothing's happened. Now, to take it even deeper than that, this guy been around since the late 80s, and it's a memo in the DPD written by the Deputy Assistant Prosecutor Robert Agasinski, February 8th, 1995. He sent a memo to his boss, Richard Pazisky, regarding jailhouse informants and coerced statements. He cited DPD homicide detectives Dale Collins and William Rice as complicit in having an informant named Joe Twitty's sentence reduced as reward for his cooperation. This goes back. This is deep rooted in Detroit homicide section and division. And if this was another state or city like Chicago, when they have officers like this, they open up that officer's whole case file and look into the case. His partner, which is his partner in my case, Joanne Miller, she's responsible for Jimmy Ball being released, in which he had to go up to the federal court. If you can look up Ball versus Nagy 2022. She lied and withheld evidence that ended up getting him released and getting a reversal, in which the federal judge says Joanne Miller has credibility issues herself. So Chief Bettison, Kim Worthy, Val Newman, let's get back to doing the right thing for the public. You in public office. There's men in here dying in prison, getting sick in prison, having back surgeries, catching COVID and dying, and other things that should be free, that's actually innocent. You know, I have stated I was innocent through my whole trial. When they asked me what I wanted to say, I said I'm innocent. You got the wrong man. This is what I said at the end of my trial. So it's not like it's a secret or anything or something new. Also, my judge was very biased, and when you have a biased judge, people say, "Well, he's innocent. How did he make it through this and through that?" Well, when you got a biased judge, who before you get even at your arraignment, before you get convicted, says something that this disgusts me. I put you on probation five months ago for a loaded weapon, and you go out and kill people. Can you really think he gonna grant any motions, any pretrial motions for me? No, it's impossible to think that. That's like asking the slave master to free you. Make it make sense. So you have them doing all these illegal tactics, and you bring it up to the court, and they know it's illegal tactics, and they still say it was a harmless error. Any error that they make is harmless, but any error I make can get me convicted and make me lose my life. So I've been here for almost 25 years, wrongfully convicted, and getting denied in court on harmless errors, where they say, oh yeah, the courts will say, like the Court of Appeal said in that, I brought up judicial bias on the judge because of that comment. They say, oh, while we do find this troubling, he didn't do it in front of any jurors, so it's a harmless error, but it's an error. You're admitting that it's an error, but any one wrong move for me, and I'm cooked. And I just would like to say, it's a lot more brothers and sisters in the MDOC that's wrongfully convicted, and this is like a real movement that we need to be behind, because at any given point in time or day, this could be you or your loved one in here wrongfully convicted, fighting for their life, and then you will see how this really is. No one is like people that they want you to, well, you got in there, now get yourself, now get out. Prove how it's easy to get in, and it's hard to get
Yes,
out.
the corruption is real.
And we need more attorneys that, like, guys, use your resources in here. We need more attorneys that take these type of cases pro bono. Y'all want to take the case after it got in fought tooth and nail and scrunched up everything and emptied his pockets, and families coffers to get out of prison, and then you take the case just to get a lawsuit. Like, that's not right. Help the guy when he get in there telling you he innocent, he fighting for his life. Help him then. You know, we need change amongst the people as well.
Yeah.
And the police, like the Detroit police, you would think this is Mississippi. That's why I call Michigan Mississippi, because you would think we in Mississippi when you hear my story or hear other guys' stories of how we being treated by these detectives. These are African American, mostly detectives at these times. I don't know how the police force look now. I'm sure it's more adverse, but back then, these was all black African Americans I'm talking about. Dale Connors, Joanne Miller, the chiefs, Bully Cummings, and all these chiefs of police. And they allowed this to go on, you know, for years. You think Kwame, y'all only seen Kwame Kilpatrick. Y'all think he was corrupt. So he the mayor. So who you think was under him? How was they? These the police. They allowed him to do all that. So it's been going on. This is an internal problem. So new Commissioner Ivy, listen, you got a chance now to step up and show what your regime is about. You can look into these cases. You can reopen these cases. You're the police commissioner. Nothing is against you and your new regime. Show us that you're different. Show us that you're about change. Show us that you took office to make a change. This is what people be police for, right? So you don't have to sit back and just allow these things to keep happening. You can open up the case. You can say, hey, these people was wrong. The outcome of this case is very questionable, at least, you know. And how can you have confidence in the system that allows these type of cases to happen? And then you allowing a man to sit in jail who can be out there. I got plenty to give to the community. Like I say, I had money before prison. I was not like some of these unreads get out and they selfish and holding on, squeezing a penny, going to get fresh, and that's all they and spending money tricking with women. That's not me. I know what to do when I get out. You know, and I want to reach in and help others. Give back. I want to start something to help others give back so they don't have to be doing the things I had to do in order to fight and claw tooth and nail to get out of here. Luckily, I have a strong support system. I have my beautiful wife, Stacy Lee Jones, my mother, Diane Jones. People like Jay Love willing to step in the ring with me and help get my voice heard. Butterball, Big Brother, he helping. He doing what he can with his voice, you know, with his platform. We need more people, you know. Lamar Monson and Freedom Ain't Free, they trying to help. We need people that really can strap them on and help, and we need funds. Everybody needs funds. Fund J-Love. Fund Freedom Ain't Free. Fund people who trying to help. Just throwing your money away at the strip clubs. All you ballers out there, you listening. Help, do something righteous with your money, because you can't take that shit to the funeral home, you know. You can't bring it all to prison with you. There's 2 roads you're going down. Before you get there, do something to help somebody. Karma will help you. So, with that said, I just want to thank everybody for listening to my story, you know, and I'm sure there's plenty others who got stories like this. And like I say, my case been in the conviction and turkey unit for 5 years. I was appointed attorney from a judge, Michael Hathaway, a year and a half ago. And this show you how the system work against you. He appoints me an attorney. The Sado people, Maria Palmer, she's head of MAX. She won't even appoint me attorney to amend my case. Why? Because she thinks I have a valid issue of ineffective assistance of appellate counsel on a Sado attorney. So they would rather you sit in prison and rot than do the right thing just to protect one of theirs for messing up and doing the wrong thing. This attorney was incompetent because in 2005, their witness that put me on the scene, he was free. He had a change of heart. He wrote a letter and sent it to the Sado office. I got the letter. It's time and date stamp. Everything I speak of people, I got the evidence to back it. So it's time and date stamp. Telling her he lied. I was coerced. I was threatened by the police and whatever else. He left 2 phone numbers on here for this lady to call. This attorney, Jacqueline McCann, she tells me, yeah, I'm going to look into this and that. I'm going to investigate it. So I'm thinking it's handled. Man, I'm still in here. 2019, I send a private investigator to contact the young man and interview him. He does an affidavit saying he was coerced, he was threatened, and other things. So she failed to investigate. She didn't do her job. So since she failed to investigate this valid lead from their star witness, I'm still sitting in here, 20 years later, when I could have been home. So they act like it's my fault, though. It's not my fault. So if all I'm saying is the powers that be, and there's reasons why it took Ramon Ward 27 years to get out. There's reasons it took Larry Darnell Smith, which is Butter, 27 years to get out. It's not like we not in here fighting. First off, we got to come to prison and learn to be a lawyer in order to help ourselves out. Lawyers go to 8 years of college to do that. We had to come here and transform our minds and lock in. And you know why it's only 40 as honorees? It's because it's not easy. It's not easy, And it's a hard fight, and it wears on not just us, but it wears on our families. It wears on our friends. Being in here, it ruins relationships. People, get distant, everything. So I've lost a lot, not just to death or murder or violence, but just people. People change. People grow apart, everything. You don't know what's going on. But the little thing they try to give you funds for this or that, you can't give me enough money to make up for everything that I lost in life. I lost my whole youth. I came in at 23. I'm 47. You see what I'm saying? I'm not the same person. And people phase out of violence, out of doing illegal things and everything. They say the human brain is not fully developed, the cerebral cortex, the front of it, until you're 26. So this is what they use to get.
You have 1 minute remaining.
And guess what Michigan did? Instead of raising that age to 26 and letting everybody fall on juvenile life, or they slowly ticking it up. I think right now it's at 20. So it's things we can do to fight. Y'all, it's ways to help. You want to know, you can contact me. Like I say, 362-351 James Jones. You can send letters of support to go towards my commutation to me. I'll make sure the governor gets them. I'm filing the commutation. Go online. J-Love probably has the info. You can go online and sign the petition for my commutation. Just and spread love, folks. Life is short. Spread love, not hate. And fight for something worthy. Find the cause, get behind it, stomp down on it, and follow through on it. It don't have to be.
Thank you for using GTL.
Stacy.
All right.
Yes.
Oh my God, he is amazing.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, I hear you now. There you go.
Yes, I'm glad that you came on tonight to listen to us. It takes great courage and to just come in here and listen to all the things that's going on in the office that you're about to sit in. um, some of this information you probably would never been privy to if you were waiting on some of these other people to give it to you, I'm sure. Um, so I'm glad that you know, came on with us tonight just to hear just a little bit of what's going on. The stories are numerous. We hear stories all the time. This platform we created just so people could come on to have a space to tell their stories. Um, I know it's very frustrating. I'm a mother who went through it, Diane, and so many other mothers that I have met on a journey, even with my son, that are very frustrated with this system. So to hear someone come on and say, you know, what they're going to do better and no, nothing is even being done, you know, is very disheartening um, to a lot of us that's in this fight for wrongful convictions and trying to help other free others. Trisha, would you like to add something?
I am always encouraged the more people that are enlightened and awakened to what's going on. I think part of the problem is that people get so inundated with life and everyday life. You know, it's and this stuff is if you don't know, you don't know. You don't know until you know. And so I'm so grateful for this platform so that we can continue to spread the awareness, to share these atrocities, you know, in hopes that somebody, the right person, will listen and their heart will be pricked and that they'll do what's right. At the end of the day, these systems are so horrible. All you have is your story, all you have is your voice. All you can do is sound the alarm. And that's what we are committed to do and what we continue to do. Again, we honor you for coming on tonight, Miss Diane, Miss Stacy, Miss Henrietta, and we just got to keep battling. The battle doesn't stop, and we won't stop either.
Go ahead, Rabbit Tia.
Yes, I piggyback on Trisha and just I'm so blessed. We are blessed to have you this evening, and just wanted to let you know we will continue to lift up you and your family. And Henrietta, we support what you're doing. We love having you here in this on this platform. It shows that your advocacy in the community. Diane and Stacy, I just thank God for you. Your son is absolutely marvelous. He's a phenomenal man, and his living definitely is not in vain, and he is already preparing for his advocacy. And that inward spirit that keeps you going and motivated. And so we just pray that you continue to have that power from within, that nothing can get in the way. And just like with Trisha and Jay has witnessed, and with everyone else, that's right, Deanna, as we come together in unity, there's strength in unity. I'm telling you, things will turn around. We don't always know how, we don't always know when, we don't always know who. We just know you got to keep talking, you got to spread the word, you got to look, do not, we never want to stop. We are never going to stop because this whole system has got to come down. in a way so that we can begin to actually have rehabilitation and reunification of families and allow our communities to heal. And this is very important for our whole community, because we all are hurting right now because these systems continue to go and really not just unalive people, but destroy households and cause pain. And they don't want to be accountable, but we are holding them accountable. And I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, Jay, I want to add real quick, Miss Henrietta, I didn't know that you hadn't actually taken the seat yet. And so I think that is a blessing, and it's noble to, because my thing is this: the best thing to know what somebody's going to do is what they've already done. Right. And so just the advocacy that you have already put in, we are just grateful for the transition and what you can bring to this seat. And we want to do whatever we can to support you as well while you are supporting us. So thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I just tell everybody that if you live in District 1, show up to the meetings. Meetings are very important to get pertinent information on cases that families have put complaints in, or just get follow-up information on what's happening with their previous case. This case here, again, I'm going to make sure I bring it up in meetings. I know it's a criminal case, and I know we don't have a lot of input on criminal cases, but we can't advocate with the families. And so even if I can't do anything as far as legally, I will be advocating with you. That's what I live. I advocate. I love advocating. I tell everybody, just if you look up Henrietta Ivy, most of my advocacy is in home care and fighting for caregivers in the state of Michigan, and that work has taken me very far. So I'm there. I'm glad I was able to sit in and be privy to the information, to hear the stories, because you have to hear the stories and then this type of position to know how to fight. So now I know how to fight, and the more people bring their stories, the more meetings you come to, the more we sit down and we at the table and have conversations. You never know how that could turn out in your favor. I can tell you this: I don't know what path God got me on, but I know He got me on the path. Because every time I don't see myself doing something, I'm always doing something I never saw myself doing, and it works for the people that I do it for. So I'm happy to be able to advocate with you and sit in, and hopefully there's more I can do in my position. But I know I can advocate in this position, and I'm definitely going to do that very hard.
Yes. Where is District 1?
So this is telegraphed down to Grand River. So we have Brightmoor, O'Hara Park, Rosedale North, Grandmont 1, St. Mary's Cry. I think it's 6 Points, Berglasser. It's like one big square from Telegraph down to Grand River and Greenfield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we got different little areas that incorporate that. So the zip codes within that's like 48219, 48238, 48226. I want to say 2282, but I know if you end up, I'll make sure I get Miss Diane all the list of the zip codes. So even if you don't live in the zip codes, you want to come out and just advocate and sit in the meetings, please do so.
Mm-hmm.
Because whatever zip code, whatever your district you're in, you all have new commissioners, and it would be great to come out to the community meetings, because when we have our Board of Police Commissioner meetings in the community, all 7 members are at it could be in anybody's community. So just showing up would be a great start to get your voices heard and get your stories out there and have these conversations to figure out what we can do as a board to edify it and get it where it needs to go.
All right. And Dion asked, where are the meetings held at?
They are normally held in community, so we have different spots. But we do have our every Thursday meeting down at the headquarters, 1301 3rd, right there in the police headquarters on the, I want to say the 7th floor. So we do have open meetings there where you can actually come into the building, into the headquarters, to the meetings. But when we do our in-community meetings every Thursday, except for the Thursday when there's just in community, we have them in different spots. So we can have them in District 1. They can be in for either one of the districts. We can have those community meetings in. But every Thursday, except for the second Thursday, we have them downtown at the headquarters. So you definitely can bring, and I would say, come down and bring that up to the new board. Literally start there. So we can all have privy information to this case, because that way, as the new board come in, we can say, oh, okay, we'll be able to know what we can do in advocacy. So I would say definitely come every Thursday. The next meeting will be next Thursday. If you guys want to come down, bring this case back up before the board. You know what? Because our swearing in doesn't happen to after January. So even if you came back, you're going to still be presented with the same board that you went up against before. I don't want to waste your time. I would really say wait to, if you can still come down and bring it up so you let them know you're still on the case. But definitely after January 1st, every Thursday, you'll have a whole new board. We trust I'm going to bring up to a couple of members after this call, be like, listen, guys, we need to listen to this case and see how we can advocate. So I'll be forwarding to the new board members, and because we supposed to get together this weekend and just kind of figuring out what our plan is moving for 2026. I will make sure I bring this case up in our own personal meeting.
All right, I have another question for Dion. He said he would love to host a meeting in Brightmoor at Godland Unity Church. Is that possible?
Absolutely. Yes. Yep. Let's get together on that, because we can, because the old board is going out, a lot of this good information, they probably would not be really as interested as the new board. And I'm not saying that they won't, but I would definitely say right after the swearing in, which is January 1st, definitely get with me. Let's get together prior to then so we can start building this out for the new year.
Yes. Got it, Dion? So thank you. I also wanted to see if Stacy wanted to pop back in and say something. I hadn't seen her in a while, but if she wanted to say something before we close out, James' wife, I know he's been listening. She had put herself on mute so he can listen to us tonight. And so he's a very strong advocate as well. And if you was looking at the video, you can see some of the things that. And if anyone, if you was looking at the video, you see some of the things that. All right, I had to mute Diane. That's coming from her mic. All right, I had to mute Diane. That's coming from her mic. So yeah. So if anyone. If Diane, okay, Stacy hasn't came back. Dion said, yes, thank you. He'll be reaching out to you soon. So while we're still here right quick, you guys, I just wanted to bring up something that's personal on a lighter note. How are we going to transition from a lighter note to after all of that? But I was nominated. Nominated for an award through Michigan United Martin Luther King Day Awards, the Mammy Till Political Hero Award. And I am so honored for that. I don't know who nominated me, but I am so honored that someone thought about me in this way. And so please support it. There's the link there. You can vote. I will put the link in the chat later on tonight. But you can go there and vote for me for this award. I'm just really honored just to be nominated, and thought of in that way. But yeah, so you have to January the 7th to vote. And the link is there, and we will put it everywhere on the Turning the Moment to a Movement page, and also later on in the chats. So yeah, I'm so excited about that. So, and also for all of those new listeners and those who want to come back, when we come back after the new year, I talked to Trisha, And the support groups are going to start back up again. The task force is going to start back up again, the wrongful conviction task force. So just reach out to us. We'll have flyers and links available for that. And yeah, I think that's it for tonight. I think we had a couple of more comments. Oh, thanks, Dion. And so if we don't have anything else, Reverend T, you want to close us out?
I had to take my find where my cursor was to put my mic back on. Oh my goodness, Jay, thank you so much. Trisha, I love when you go through everything that's available because survivors need it. We are survivors, people who are out here whose families have been affected. You're surviving, and we want you to even thrive. So, having those resources available is phenomenal for our community. I just want to say thank you. Thank you again for that, for Survivors Speak and turn a moment into a movement. And so I just want to just say that we are here tonight, and believe it or not, in this moment, we did everything that we were supposed to do. And that you can be proud of. And we don't know how or when, but I believe we made some headway. And I know that as long as we put forth our energies and continue to focus and to see the light, like Diane said, he's coming home. Mm-hmm. And that's what we will join you in that consciousness, in that prayer, in that knowledge, in that knowing that he's coming home. And we are already seeing him active in the community. And this is what we do for all of the people, even for Crystal, who we bring up every day, every night. I just want to say thank you as we all come together. And Lord, we believe you. We believe God. We believe God is making a way. And we know that our collective action is not in vain. And we give praise for that tonight. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Reverend T. And before we leave, because you brought up Crystal. Yes. Justice Crystal, for those who haven't heard about her story, she's wrongly convicted as well, suffering at MDOC Huron Valley from the toxic mold that's eating up her. There's mold growing out of her ears. This is Crystal before. This is Crystal now because of that mold that's inside of there. So we still are asking you to support Crystal. The call to action is still there. You have a power to save life. Contact the governor. For a minute, we've been pressing on. The governor has not responded to us yet, but it doesn't matter. We're going to still stand up for Crystal. So you can send a letter to the governor or send a text, or there you can call. There's a number also where you can call and leave a message. And we just want to keep Crystal in our prayers. She's been going through a lot lately. Her vision is being affected now by this mold inside that facility. So yeah, just keep Crystal, and as well as all the other ladies. We have so many women who have been reaching out that's sick from that mold at Huron Valley. And so even though they want to deny and everything, they know it's in there. There's been tests that proven that it's in there. And so we still standing strong for Crystal, free Crystal Clark. So with that being said, we'll see you guys next week on Turning a Moment into a Movement. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Just a light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Just a light of mine. Just a light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh Lord, just let it shine. This light of mine, this light of mine. Oh Lord, would you please just let it shine. Take the drama out of my life. Oh Lord, every night the pain ain't right. I wake up at night, I never sleep. 26, 10, and 7, that's just me. Every day I need a little seed. I need a little fresh air, man, I need to breathe. All I know is trauma, all I know is tickets. All I know is no visit, all I know is a mission to get straight up out of prison. Lord have mercy for it. Lord have mercy on my people. Preacher Mary Washington and all my real. Lord have mercy with my people. I pray to God, we really need you. When I was down bad, when things weren't going right, every time I prayed at night, I put my hands up in my face. I said, Lord have mercy, little light of mine. Lord God, please let it shine. It's the drama that I live in my life. I swear to God, I was a bad guy every night. 10 toes down, salute. Everybody suffering, everybody who trying to make a way. Everybody looking for the sky, everybody looking for that piece of pie. In a law library, I know what that feel like. Hoping that somebody get active and involved in your situation. Man, pop your collar and pray. Cause Lord have mercy on my soul. And they make bad guy father get out soon. And the rest of those brothers who be mobbing to child each morning. Oh man, I ain't going to this afternoon. Man, I'ma miss dinner today. I got a couple noodles. Hey, you know what that feel like? Yeah, you know what it is. And if you a victim of a wrongful conviction, suffered and served by Ken Worthy, then I know that you know what that pain feel like. And your mama know what that pain feel like. Your father know what that pain feel like. With that light, let that little shine. Let that light shine, a little light of mine. Bad guy, Doughboy Week, all these great people in this great world of ours. 10 toes down, salute. I appreciate you, bad guy. I appreciate you, Week. I appreciate the tech. I appreciate everybody in the studio. We gonna pop off that LV. Ooh-wee. Cause that's what they be liking to see. But I hope you hear the missing when you see me fresh. Salute.